This is Talk Talk on what we believe and why. Power Talk addresses the questions that are often asked by an investigating heart, a heart that is looking for the truth of life. Just as we dig for answers into science with an expectation to find answers, we dig into the questions about life's truths to find answers because we know they are there. There is no place for blind faith in either science nor religion in our age of skepticism.
Yes, this is really an important subject, the six-day creation. You might also ask if it's rational to believe in the six-day creation, meaning a literal 24-hour day creation. What does science tell us about this? And what does the Bible tell us about these 6 days? Can we separate these two sources, in other words, the scientific source of knowledge from the biblical source of knowledge? Or is it perhaps just one source who created it all and also inspired the Word? Evidence for the beginning of the universe is pretty strong. A cosmic event when in a split second time, space and matter came into being, originated from nothing into an expanding universe. A moment described as the Big Bang 13 billion years ago. The evidence for this has only really become apparent over the last 100 years and particularly over the last 50 years, but it is so strong that no credible scientist or Christian apologist would seriously doubt it with the knowledge available to us now in the 21st century. In Genesis 1:1, we read that in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, an eternal being himself outside of time, space and matter, who created time, space and matter out of nothing, an all-knowing, omnipotent, eternal God, the only real concept that can logically explain as the first cause of the universe and the cosmos. Now, is there any way we can deduct from the creation narrative in the Bible that what the scientific evidence show happened 13.5 billion years ago actually happened in 624-hour period? No, I don't think so. Now, in the book of Genesis, however, we do read about the creation and what happened on day 1, what happened on day 2, day 3, and so forth. So you might rightly ask now, how do we explain these days? Well, the word Yom, the Hebrew word Yom, Y-O-M, is rendered in English as day, but it's got several literal meanings. Firstly, it can mean a 24-hour day. Secondly, it can also mean the light hours of the day, in other words, between dawn and dusk. Thirdly, it can refer to a limited time period in the past, or a certain season in the past. But fourthly, also to an unlimited time period in the past. In fact, in Genesis, it is used in at least 3 of these situations, but in the rest of the Bible, it is used in all of these situations, and you can get those references on my website, TorqueTalk. I will just cite the use of the word Yom in the different situations in Genesis. So in Genesis 7:1, it is used as a 24-hour day, where we read that the 17th day of the 2nd month, groundwater erupted. So an event that happened anytime during those 24 hours. Secondly, dawn to dusk, in other words, the light hours of the day. Genesis 1:16, God called light day and darkness night. And then as an unspecified period of time, Genesis 2:4. This is the history, the origin of the heavens and earth when they were created, the day that the Lord made the heavens and earth. So the day here refers to the whole time period of the creation. So there's no basis to come to a foregone conclusion that the day that's referred to in the creation narrative in the first chapters of Genesis actually refers to 24 hours. And that really fits in very well with our scientific knowledge that the creation took place over a very, very long period of time. So to my mind, it is equally wrong for religious fundamentalists to ignore scientific facts, as it is for scientific fundamentalists to ignore biblical and spiritual truths. The Bible is God-inspired and science God created, and it's our duty and task to figure out this oneness.